for Paul's new book. He's travelled the world, he's brought back recipes for us all to enjoy at home.
And in this next film, Emma Dabiri makes a Caribbean cook who arrived in Britain in the 60s. And the spicy food she brought with her, proved a hit with a pie and mash-loving clientele.
In the 1960s, London was grinding to a halt. Major labour shortages meant there was no one to drive the buses or trains. Over 9,000 workers came from the West Indies to help get London moving again. But London Transport didn't just hire drivers. They also hired 2,000 people to feed them, and many of these were women. Rose Morgan, one of these original canteen queens, came to Britain from Jamaica in the mid-1950s. She's since been awarded an OBE for her work in the kitchens. Rose soon realised that some things were very different from home.
You know, when the cold weather comes in, you say, God, I wish I was home, you know, but afterwards, put a layer of clothes, warm stuff on, and drink as much hot stuff as you can to keep you nice and warm.
Writer and broadcaster Michael Macmillan has researched the history of West Indian immigration. He thinks the experiences for women were very different from the men.
Of course, coming into a strange place as a young woman, probably a teenage young girl, it was really a struggle for them because often you wouldn't see any women, much less Caribbean women, socialising outside, going outside, being independent.
So, Rose, from what Michael's been saying, it sounds like it was quite tough for a lot of the women.
Oh, yes, sometimes it could be a bit shaky where you have to do shift job. But on the same hand, it teaches you a bit of trade.
London Transport realised that social events might help their newcomers settle in. So they organised day trips to the seaside, boxing matches and beauty contests.
A little birdie tells me that you won one of the beauty contests. Is this true? Can you remember what you wore?
A nice long green dress with everybody there, and it was nice.
And were you surprised when you won? How did you feel?
I was flabbergasted. I could not believe.
I think it was a way of kind of bringing people together. We have to remember it was a kind of hostile environment people were working in. These workers had been recruited from the Caribbean, so London Transport weren't keen to lose them. They were a valuable asset to the company.
And back in the canteens, these new West Indian cooks wanted to spice things up, introducing an authentic taste of the Caribbean to the food. Dave worked for London Transport in the late 1960s.
I was a conductor in 1962, and then I became a driver. You had things like sausages and pies, chips. We like chips with everything. Then these ladies arrived and brightened life up for us.
So what kind of changes did you start to notice?
The women were a bit shy of introducing their own stuff, but gradually they did. And many of the drivers and conductors just loved it. They enjoyed it. The pies were getting dumped because people were eating curries and stews and all sorts of interesting Caribbean food.
Taste buds were set alight with Rose's mix of meats like goat and new spices, turmeric, cumin and chilli. 50 years on, Rose is back in the kitchen, especially for the One Show. We followed one of her most popular recipes, Jamaican chicken curry. But will Rose approve?
That looks nice.
It smells good too.
Yummy, yummy.
Would you mind telling us the recipe?
A bit of a sweet pepper and onions, garlic, and then you curry.
So now for the ultimate test.
Yes.
We're going to serve this up to the punters, see how it goes down.
Yes.
You ready?
Ready.
There you go. Who's next?
Are you having a finger licking?
We'll drive comfortably because our stomachs are full now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's like
Yes, please.
Mama's cooking.
So how does that make you feel, Rose, to see that your dishes are as popular as ever?
Yeah, there's no place like home, isn't it?
That looks like my type of curry.
Well, it's Curry Wednesday tomorrow, isn't it? The BBC canteen.
Curry Wednesday!
We always get very excited at Curry Wednesday. Listen, now we've had the main course, we can move on to dessert. Paul, just